So the Buddha relics have different shape, different size, different colors. Then after the cremation of our Buddha, has left many kilograms of different sizes, different shape, different colors. And there were 4 good relics, 4 pieces. And by that time, one of the ascetic named Dona, he divided the relics. Then he took one of the relics, the 2 relics, and he stuffed it into his hair. And then the deer flew across and then picked up that relics. So in heaven, there is one 2 relics that is worshipping in heaven. And then the Naga, which is the king of dragons, also took one to the ocean. And then 2 other 2 relics, one back then was in Pakistan or somewhere, those area, but then after generations, war and everything, so right now we not sure where that relics at. But there's one remain for sure that is still in Kandy, Sri Lanka. That is the 2 relics in Kandy, Sri Lanka. For that 2 relics, they have kept there for decades, have never left the country. There was one time they took that 2 relics out from the jetty, and then right after that, the flood came, a big flood come and then wipe out a lot, almost the whole state area. And so the government and the people and the monks believe that the 2 relics cannot be removed from the jetty. So from that time until now, it's always remained at the same location, never taken out. That for that reason, Burmese king brought a lot of gold, a lot of treasures and everything to Sri Lanka back then, a long time ago, to offer to the government of Sri Lanka just to invite the 2 relics to Myanmar once for the Burmese to pay respect and worship to the 2 relics, but failed because the government of Sri Lanka not allow the 2 relics to go out to the country. For that reason, last year we went there and also we invited the 2 relics as well, but that was the answer. That's the reason why we don't have the 2 relics here this time. And but the government of Sri Lanka already made the statement that once they open the casket for exhibition for the governments of other countries, we will be notified to come and pay respect to the relics. And don't know in the future if when time comes, if they allow the relics to be transported to a different country, then we are in the list. And these relics, as we already listened to the Mahasangha from Sri Lanka saying that this is the first time ever that they also allow the relics to go out of the country, that many relics. There's only one relics that went to Thailand back then. But for us to have this many relics to come to the United States, this is the first time. And the hair relics that you have seen up here, that is from Bangladesh, that offered to the Sri Lanka government back then when they had a war. fighting, so they want to preserve the Buddha relics. That is the reason why they brought it to Sri Lanka and offered it to the king of Sri Lanka to keep it there for safety of the relics. And that is why we still have the remains of the Buddha relics, hair relics, and the bone relics. And we are very grateful enough to have these remains of the Buddha to come to the United States for us to worship, for us to pay respect. Buddha never asked us to worship the Buddha, worship the relics or anything like that. He has never ever asked us to do so. But as the followers and disciples, we respect, we want to remember our Buddha, we respect him. That is why we do in all these as a ritual. But he has never asked us to do all this. This is all because of us wanting to worship him, because we have learned and benefited so much from his teachings. Is that right? And for that reason, we should respect, we should pay homage as a appreciation to our Buddha. But again, all these worshiping, all these offerings, again, the Buddha said, is not as best as offering the practicing to liberate all kinds of suffering. The more you practice to liberate, when you practice to liberate, that is the best offering to the Buddha ever in this world. When you brought flowers and all kinds of things here to offer to the Buddha, it's good, nothing wrong with it. But still practicing vipassana to liberate all kinds of suffering, to enter into the Buddhahood, that is the best offering. So remember to practice. Always remember to practice mindfulness. And that is the peace message as well. So hopefully we will remember these days. And this is one of the reasons why I always remind all of you that when you come to worship, when you come to see the relics with your own eyes, you should wholeheartedly look and pay homage to the relics instead of videoing and taking pictures. All those pictures, all those videos when you come to the relics and then you take pictures, while your body and your mind is here, you missed out. While your body is already here and you're already here, but then you stopping yourself from capturing that moment, that pictures into your mind. Instead, we just do the pictures and the video, which I don't see, I don't feel it. For me, I don't feel it. I don't feel anything when seeing people taking pictures of the relics without paying fully attention and observe. When you look at the phone, you cannot observe the relics, right? But when you put away your phone, your lover, you'll be able to observe the relics wholeheartedly. That is better. That image inside of our head will last with us forever. You know why? Because whenever you're lying there in bed, sick, probably you're not going to be able to remember to take out your phone, or you don't have that energy, or you don't even know where you stored that image at. And Mara will not wait for you to take out your phone to search for that image and then look it over before you die. Is that right? For that reason, when we are lying in bed, waiting for our last moment to come, if we have that image captured deep inside our mind, then we'll be able to take it out at any time. Just thinking at that moment, on that day, or I'll be able to stand in front of the Buddha relics, I'll be able to kneel down in front of him. I pay respect to the Buddha relics. The Buddha relic is so amazing, it's so nice, so shiny. And I can remember it, I can see it vividly. That's it. If you die, you're more than happy to die at that moment. Because when you die with that moment, when your mind is still catching that moment, still remember that moment, then where will you go? Either heaven or human being again. Right? So it's always best to capture the best thing in the world with our own eyes and mind, but not the phone. There's always benefit of using our own eyes and our own mind. Take up your hat. Take up your hat. So I encourage you all, if you want to have the image, you want to see the video, it's always available online. Our media team, they did the best, the really good work. They captured all those images close up, and then you can just go online and download it. You can see better. You can see even better. But while you are here, it's always best to use our eyes and our mind. Wholeheartedly, the whole body and mind, to observe the Buddha relics, to pay respect to the Buddha relics. And always remember, never turn your back to the relics. Okay? When you take the pictures, you can just kneel down looking this way with each other, but don't turn your back to the relics. And so, we are here, we also should remember that how to wear properly and also keep it silent. No phone. If you have your phone with you, then just put it on silent or turn it off. When you get out of here, then you can turn it on again and use your phone. That's all I want to share for the benefits of all of us. So may you all be wealthy, happy, be peaceful. May you soon realize Nibbana. And please go get some dinner and then go join the talk.